Welcome back. I don't have to tell anybody at home, today's ice storm just the latest in a very long line of huge storms we've had this year. And a casual observer may wonder if and how it's related to climate change and if this is the kind of winter, heaven forbid, we're going to expect here going forward. Well, today we're going to try and get into some of that, and we're joined by Joel Tenenbaum, professor of physics and environmental science at Purchase College and the director of the Center for Meteorological Modeling. And Joel, thanks, I appreciate it for a few minutes. Now, I should tell everybody before they get panicked, we can't say definitively by any means that today and what we've seen this season is the new normal, but it may not be an anomaly here, right?
Correct. The sense, and most people who immediately think of global warming say, how can you have snow? And people working in the field tend to be more precise and say it's global climate change, not global warming. And one of the key ideas of global climate change is more intense storms.
And one of this that was explained to me, and John in the last segment, he showed us that the cold air band that goes over the Arctic Circle, when there's less ice and there's less of an Arctic Circle, and we went into how much has melted here. It's amazing, even to the naked eye and to the untrained observer, what it was and what it is in a relatively short, time frame. Well, that's forcing this cold air down. And as a consequence, even though you say to yourself, wait a minute, I've had 8 storms here. My house is encased in a block of ice. How could global warming be happening? But the one saving grace I thought that would happen is that the polar ice cap wouldn't be melting. It, in fact, is the very opposite.
No, it is melting, and the problem is it may be contributing to more intense storminess.
And it's not just the snowfall, the ices. We can probably attribute to the tsunamis and the earthquakes and the hurricanes, etc., right?
Think of a teapot. If you turn up the heat, the circulation in the teapot very much increases. And the suspicion among climate scientists right now is that is what we're seeing.
So while we're not ready to say year after year we're going to have this, the seasons could be more intense, the summers could be hotter, the winters could be colder?
Not so much colder as stormier. There is a pattern of heat rising on the 1,000-year graph, and this is what is really worrying people, because you have to go back millions of years to see the corresponding temperature rise on the planet and the corresponding amount of carbon dioxide.
This morning we were getting ready, and of course, like so many others, digging out the car. I said, wait a minute, what if this isn't just this year? What if next year I'm dealing with the same situation, and I deal with elected officials who are already expired, totally exhausted their entire budgets, and to imagine in school officials, I'm sure you're dealing with as well here, if we have to go through this every winter, my gosh, what are we looking at? I know no one's prepared to say that's going to be the case in 2012 and beyond, but the odds are it's more likely than not that this year isn't going to be a one-time thing here for the near future.
Correct. I doubt this is the new normal, but the idea that it's totally aberrant is likewise what is worrying people in climate research.
Thanks a lot, Joel.